Hi everyone and welcome back to Making Magical Adventures. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a Tiana New Orleans dinner, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so today we're going to be making Tiana's chicken gumbo. There will be some seafood. If you're allergic, please leave that out. I just got done cutting our vegetables here. What you'll need is some bell pepper. Green is recommended. I personally like the yellow. We also have some fresh cut tomatoes, some onion, some fresh garlic, and some green onions. So not that you guys want to see us chopping all that, so we'll just cut that part out. And then what you'll need is some cooked chicken, and you'll also need some sausage. So make sure you guys have that, recipe that we're leaving down below. That way you can have all the items so you can make this delicious gumbo. So let's move on forward. So with this Entertaining with Disney book, we're also going to be making this raised Cajun shrimp dip. It looks amazing. So I'm going to be showing you how to make that as well. And then to close out the dinner, we're also going to attempt to make our first mint julep. So you really want to make sure you're staying along through this video so you can get the recipe for all these delicious items. Let's get going. Okay, so first off, you're going to need your chicken base. It's recommended to use a rotisserie chicken, which we do have. We can use that. A faster way of using chicken is this pre-cooked shredded chicken, which I'm going to go with this option. All I have to do is just add it into my pot. You'll also need some andouille smoked sausage. So we got this pack here. We're going to cut that up into small rings, and then we're going to throw that into our pot. So let's get this chopped up and let's get this going into the pot. Alright guys, so we're going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil into our pot. We're going to keep the heat on medium low. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to toss in our sausage, and we're going to go ahead and get that heated up and brown. So we'll show you what that looks like. Alright guys, so as we're waiting for these sausage pieces to brown, I just want to let you guys know, if you didn't see our Instagram, we are having a Baby Yoda giveaway. This is our little speaker that we just purchased. We actually included one of these in the giveaway. This thing is awesome. I love it. And now we can listen to Princess and the Frog as we're cooking. So make sure you go enter our raffle. Make sure you go check out our page so you can see how to enter. So make sure you're one of those winners. Alright guys, so the next step is we're going to be taking out our sausage pieces now that they're nice and brown. And what we're going to do is get our flour, salt, and pepper mixture. We're going to create a roux that's in our pot already. And if you don't know what a roux is, it's just a thickening agent. So you mix the flour with the oil, and that'll make it more of a creamier, thicker texture instead of it becoming a stew. You'll see what I mean in the next clip. Alright, so in our mixture, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And like I said, measurements are going to be in the description down below. That way you can follow. We have our flour, salt, and pepper mixed here. We're going to bring that in. And we're going to give this a quick stir. Got to keep it moving so it doesn't burn. Alright, so I brought my pot off of the heat. I actually turned it off and moved it aside because you don't want this to burn because you'll taste it. So what we're getting now is it's kind of like a thick paste. It'll look like this. So you just want to make sure you're mixing it around so everything's combined. And let's jump into the next step. So we're bringing it back onto the stove. We're going to place it on low heat. We're going to add 3 more tablespoons of butter. Let's get that going on low. We're going to melt that down. And then what we're throwing in next is going to be our garlic. And I did a rough chop because I love the taste of garlic. So garlic will go in. The bell peppers, as I said, green is recommended. I had yellow laying around the house. That's actually what I like. We're going to leave our tomatoes aside for right now. You can also include celery. I'm not the craziest about celery, but if you like it, you can definitely add it to yours. And the onions. Just the big chopped ones, not the green onions quite yet. So we're just going to add those guys in. And then we'll just stir the pot and cook it on low. Alright guys, it smells amazing. So now that our vegetables are nice and tender and movable, it's looking a little bit like this. We're going to go ahead and add I always butcher this. Worcestershire sauce? Worcestershire sauce? We're gonna add this in here. I learned it and I butchered it again. Oh well. We're gonna let that cook down again. At this point in time, they say you can add salt and pepper to taste. I feel like that has quite a bit of salt in it, so I'm just gonna leave it there, and then we're gonna see at the end when we wanna add more salt. You can never go wrong with more pepper. Next is gonna be 4 cups of chicken broth. 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon, also with that chicken broth. We're just gonna continue mixing this, break down that roux, and thicken up this gumbo. It smells really good already. Alright, so with that chicken broth and chicken bouillon being added, we're also gonna add in our shredded chicken here. Just dump that in. And we're also gonna add those brown sausages. Dump those in there. Give that a good mix, and then we're gonna bring this up to a medium heat and get this bad boy bubbling. Alright, so we got this bubbling now, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lower the heat and keep it on low for about 35 to 45 minutes. You guys can kind of just gauge it. Just kind of check in occasionally because we want to make sure that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pot. But so far it smells amazing, and then I'll show you what the last final touches are. We're almost done. Okay, so now the next step is to just get this covered and let it simmer on low. So our gumbo is a nice thick consistency. It smells amazing, as I said earlier. So our last couple steps is we're gonna add in our fresh tomato. We're gonna add in our green chives, save some aside for some garnish. And then we're also gonna add in some okra. I'm just gonna add quite a few pieces. I don't really personally like it. Henry loves it. They're big enough to where I can pick them out if I want to. So we're gonna cook that just for a few minutes on low. This is very delicate with cooking, so we're just gonna add it into the heat that the pot already has. And as I said, low heat, let it cover for about 20 more minutes, and then that's it. Also, you can do the famous Tiana dash of Tabasco. I didn't have any at my local grocery store I had went to, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it like this. I am gonna add some Cajun seasoning to this separate. So I'm gonna add in a little Cajun seasoning here. This is Slap Your Mama. It is a little bit spicy, but it has great flavor. So I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle around the pot. Not anything too crazy with it because it does have a little bit of saltiness to it. So we're just gonna give that a quick stir. Leave this on very low heat. Like I said, we're just trying to cook everything with the heats already in the pot. I'm gonna cover this and pretty much just turn it off the stove, and then we'll come right back. All right, so now we're moving on to raised Cajun shrimp dip. So obviously you're gonna need some shrimp. We're also gonna be using the green scallions or the green onions in that dip as well. A red bell pepper. We're gonna be using cream cheese. It calls for light cream cheese, but I like traditional, better flavor. So we're gonna use that. We're also gonna be using Parmesan cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, again with the Worcestershire sauce, whatever it is. Some more Slap Your Mama's Cajun seasoning, and some sour cream. So I'm gonna just dump everything into my mixer. We're gonna mix it, toss it into our glass pan, and then we're gonna bake it. And then you serve it with crackers, or you can use the baguette crackers as well, which is really good. So, oh, lastly, we're also gonna be using lemon juice and lemon zest. So let's get all that in the mixer. We'll mix it up, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so our next step is to go ahead and mix this bad boy together. So I'm just going to assemble my KitchenAid mixer, bring that down, and give that a mix. So we're going to transfer our dip into this pan here. So that's our dip. We're going to just layer this on down, flatten it out. And then I have my oven preheating right now to 375 degrees. And then just for looks and extra gooiness, I'm gonna top the top layer here with shredded cheese. So we got that down into a nice flat layer. And just more cheddar cheese right on top, so as we're baking it, it'll bubble up. Alright guys, so the next step in our dinner here, we're going to attempt to make the mint julep. This is my first time making it. I do have a recipe in my Eat Like Walt book. So it consists of lemonade or lemon concentrate. So you can find this in your freezer section. Some lime juice concentrate. You're going to need the creme de menthe liquid syrup here, some sugar, and 6 cups of water. Now what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to create simple syrup, basically is my understanding. So we're going to take 2 cups of granulated sugar, mix it with 6 cups of water, and we're going to place it over the stove and get it bubbling until it's a nice thick syrup. So stay tuned for that. So I had to transfer into a bigger pan because we're going to be adding more stuff in here. So it was going to overflow in that little saucepan. So right now I'm just making sure that that sugar dissolves into that water, creating that simple syrup, and then we'll go into the next set of ingredients that'll be coming in here. So I'm going to add in the lime juice concentrate, which calls for 1 1/4, which might be this whole bottle, we'll see. And it says to not boil it, so we're just making sure that it's staying hot. So I've kept it on like a low, like not even medium, primarily just low, and I'm just making sure that this is all combining together. Alright, so next goes in that lime juice concentrate. We're going to do our can of lemonade concentrate. I have not seen one of these since I was a kid, so it was pretty cool purchasing one of these. Alright, so next is the creme de menthe syrup here. So it kind of tastes like spearmint mint gum. I actually really like how it tastes. So this calls for 2 1/4 cup. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. So I'm just going to have that set aside. Once I see that our concentrate has kind of not boiled but is simmering there on that heat, I'm going to add this in, and we're going to take it off the heat before I add this, so watch for that part. Okay, so I removed our concentrate off of the heat, still on the stove top here, and I'm going to slowly add in that creme de menthe. So let's watch this color change. I'm going to bring it over the pot just because I don't want it to drip down on the stove. It has that iconic like aquamarine color. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So basically what we've just created is a mint julep concentrate. It says that you're supposed to break this down. For 5 cups of water, you use 1 cup of the concentrate. So that's going to be fun to figure out, but I'm sure we'll get it just right how we like it. Alright guys, so we have just pieced together... Alright guys, so we have just pieced together our dinner. It smells amazing. I'm pretty proud of myself. The last piece of the puzzle is just to finish off this mint julep. So I got some of our concentrate here, and I'm just going to pour it right here. I have a glass of ice water, and I'm going to just add some of that mint julep. Oh my god, that is so pretty. Alright, to the rim. Last one here. Alright, bend these straw in, give it a quick stir. And obviously we could use bigger glasses, but I just wanted you guys to see the color through the glass. So let's give this a try.
I'm super excited to try this.
Oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing. We're gonna be making this every day. We have a whole bottle of concentrate. So that definitely pretty much tastes like a mint julep at the park. I probably will just add some more ice to this. Now moving on to our gumbo, you can have it straight like this, or you can mix it in with rice. That's how Henry likes it. And then I'll go into our dip. So first bite of gumbo, let's get a little bit of everything. It's nice and hot. I got some shredded chicken. I got some of that sausage and the shrimp. Oh my gosh. This kicks butt. It's really good. I made some homemade garlic bread. to just absorb all of that gravy that's in there. So that was my gumbo. And let's try out this dip. I haven't had that yet. So I have these club crackers here. I'm gonna scoop up some of the dip. Wow. That's really good. I wouldn't expect those flavors to come together the way they did. It's really, really good. I highly recommend this dip to anybody. Okay, so as I said, the mint julep recipe that I used was from the Eat Like Walt book. You guys have seen this in earlier videos. So we'll be making some more recipes out of this book again. I highly recommend this book, it's amazing. The other book that we used is this one, which is Entertaining with Disney. And it has great pages in here on themed parties, how you can accessorize the meal to go with the venue of your party. So I highly, highly recommend this book. In the Tiana themed party, we got the dip out of there. We used her gumbo recipe. And then there's also a recipe in there for beignets, which I've already made beignets. But we definitely have to give their version a shot. We'll be theming other meals out of this book, so just keep an eye for that series. Alright, so please let me know if you're going to give this gumbo recipe a try. If you do, please tag us at Making Magical Adventures. I really would like to see how your gumbo turned out. With all that being said, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified when we're releasing a new video. And like we always say, may you always have a magical adventure.
Alright, babe, I think it's time to go watch Princess and the Frog. What do you think?
Yeah, and this gumbo definitely put me in the mood to watch that movie, so let's watch it.